Here are 10 hidden psychological traps that are keeping you poor. You're working hard, you're doing your best. So, why are you still struggling with money? It's not just about how much money you make, it's not just about budgeting. There are hidden psychological traps that are keeping you poor, traps you don't even realize exist. Today, we're going to uncover those 10 psychological traps that may be keeping you stuck. And this is based on my research and my clinical work in financial psychology. And even better, I'm going to talk with you about how you can break free and escape from those traps. Hey, I'm Dr. Brad Klontz, financial psychologist and best-selling author of Start Thinking Rich. If you're on the path to financial freedom and you want some strategies and you want some inspiration, make sure to subscribe because I'm here to help you along the way. But before we dive in, quick disclaimer, it is not a substitute for professional advice tailored for your individual decision. So always consult with a registered investment advisor before making some big financial move. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Trap number 1, money avoidance. If you're avoiding looking at your financial life, you are walking through life with a financial blindfold. Money avoidance is one of the most common and damaging traps I see. You might be avoiding your bills. You might be avoiding your debt. You might feel anxiety even thinking about your financial life. Here's the problem: ignoring your financial life doesn't solve your problems, it makes them worse. In my research, we found out that people who are money avoidant tend to have lower income, lower net worth, and higher credit card debt. Why? Because when you don't face your financial life, when you don't take the actions you need to be taking, you can't improve it and you just make things worse. One of the root causes in this money avoidance are beliefs like money is bad, or rich people are greedy, or I shouldn't even think about money. It's more virtuous to not even think about it. These are just not truths. They're elements of truth, like we can certainly find some greedy rich people out there, but that's not most people. And if you have that mindset, you will sabotage yourself. And here's how to break free. Set a 15-minute money date with yourself once a week. During that money date, those 15 minutes with you by yourself or with your partner or spouse, review your accounts. Face your numbers, good or bad. Take an honest look at them. Even if you're addressing one thing, looking at a credit card debt, coming up with a plan on how you're going to tackle it. Money is just a tool. It's not good or bad. And you need to put that tool to use for your values and your goals. Trap number 2, believing you're, quote, not good with money. You weren't born bad with money. You were just trained to believe that you are. Maybe you made some mistakes early on. Of course you did. Maybe your parents struggled. Maybe nobody actually taught you the things you needed to know about how to handle money. But here's the truth: financial success is a skill, it's not an inborn talent. Nobody is born knowing how to budget, how to invest, or how to grow wealth. This is something you have to learn. But if you believe that you're bad with money, you're going to avoid learning. You'll avoid trying, and you will sentence yourself to being stuck exactly where you are now forever. Here's the solution: you have to change your internal story. Tell yourself, I'm learning to master my money one day at a time. Make sure to celebrate the small wins, even if it's just setting up your very first savings or investing account. And remember, we all started out as financial idiots. So don't feel ashamed if you're not sure what you should be doing. A lot of this stuff is pretty complicated. No wonder you struggled. Give yourself a break. Confidence comes from learning along the way, and it comes from taking action, even if you start small. Trap number 3, lifestyle creep. If every time your income goes up, your spending goes up, you're not creating wealth. You're just upgrading the treadmill you're stuck on. This is called lifestyle creep. You get a raise, you buy a nicer car, you move into a nicer apartment, you upgrade your vacations. And at the end of the month, despite making more, you still feel broke. The reason? It's what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. Whatever upgrades we're making in our life, we quickly get used to it, and they don't bring us a sense of lasting happiness and fulfillment. So this is how it works. We spend more money on things we think are going to make us happy. We then adjust to it. We become accustomed to it. It becomes normal. And then we look for other things to spend on so that we can get happy. And we get a short burst of happiness while we're doing that, but it doesn't last. And then we're back on the treadmill. So here's how to avoid the trap. And this is such a powerful tool. I hope you use it. The next time you get a raise, make this rule: you are going to save and invest 50% of it. The great news, you've got the other 50%. You can spend on whatever it is you want to spend on, but you are locking in your financial freedom. You are taking care of yourself with that extra money. It's going to feel so great. And you're also going to be able to enjoy some of that raise. So use the 50% rule. Before you upgrade anything, upgrade your future. The fact is, wealthy people and future wealthy people, they invest their raises, they invest their tax refunds, they invest their bonuses, they invest their side hustle money. Poor people tend to spend all of that, and that's why they stay broke. Trap number 4, financial dependence. If someone else is in control of your money, they're in control of your future. Being financially dependent on others, whether it's your parents, your grandparents, a trust, the government, or a partner, it might feel safe in the short term, but it's incredibly risky in the long term. If that support disappears because of a breakup or a disability or a tragedy, you could be left powerless. And nobody cares about your financial future as much as you do. Here's what you need to do: start building your own income streams. Start saving and investing, even if it's just a few dollars a week. Learn to manage your money yourself, even if someone else is handling it right now. If you're in a relationship and one partner is carrying the bulk of the financial load, make sure you have good life insurance, you have good disability insurance in case something happens to that person. Also, make sure both partners have up to date skill sets in case you need to become the primary breadwinner yourself. Financial independence isn't just about money, it's about human capital, and it's about earning potential, and it's about building your knowledge base so that you can put it to work to make more money right now or in the event that you need to do so. Trap number 5, instant gratification. And this is a tough one. The faster you satisfy every want you have right now, the slower you will be building wealth. And here's the challenge: we are wired for instant gratification, especially if we grew up with a bunch of financial stress, or if we grew up poor, not having enough. Our brains are going to crave that immediate reward. We want to feel like we're taking care of ourselves. We want to feel like we're getting access to things that perhaps we weren't able to access when we were young. But here's the bitter truth: wealth is built only by people who can delay gratification. That's it. Impulse shopping, overspending, putting wants ahead of needs. These habits will drain your financial future. To break the cycle, use the 24-hour rule. Wait at least 24 hours before buying something over a certain amount. Let's say perhaps $100. There's something you want, it's $100. The rule is, I'm going to wait 24 hours before I pull the trigger and make that purchase. During those 24 hours, what you're going to find is a lot of time, whatever the emotions were that were driving that desire to get that thing are probably going to dissipate. During that time, take care of yourself, go for a walk, talk with friends, make sure that you're connecting with others, and remind yourself of your financial goals and why perhaps that purchase may not be necessary and it may hurt you in the long term. The more vivid you can picture your financial goals and your values, the easier it is to resist that short-term temptation. And if you're married or in a committed relationship, set a spending limit over which you agree to consult with your partner. My wife and I did this for many, many years. I think we're still doing it. Are we doing it, honey? But over a certain dollar amount, we agree that we're just going to run it by each other. And we're not acting like parents to each other. We're not scolding each other. But I'll tell you this: a lot of times I'll think I want something and I think, oh yeah, I got to talk to Joni about it. And I mean, you know what? I don't really want it that bad. We'll talk about when we can get that purchase. But just having somebody, you could call it an accountability partner, can be incredibly valuable. And so if you have someone close to you in your life like that, use them in that way and have them use you in that way to make that spending more conscious. Trap number 6, drowning in credit card debt. And unfortunately, this is most Americans right now. And we can't blame the current economy. This is how Americans have been for decades, ever since I've been studying this and watching it. During times of economic plenty, as well as economic downturns, people are struggling with credit card debt. If you're paying 27% interest on shoes you've only worn once, it's time for a reality check. You need to snap out of it. But credit cards make it so easy to spend money you don't have. But with these sky high interest rates associated with credit cards, the small balances can turn into heavy, heavy weights that take down your financial life. Here's the psychological trap: credit card spending feels painless in the moment. Often people won't even know how much they spent when they went to the grocery store or when they went shopping when they're using credit cards. A great hack around this is if you're entering into an area that's a slippery slope for you, take cash. There's something that's so painful about slapping down the 20s at the checkout counter. You become conscious of exactly how much money you're spending. When you're using a credit card, It's so easy to swipe or tap, becomes unconscious, and we are surprised a month later when we see the credit card bill. Here's how to escape. You have to prioritize paying off that credit card debt. The interest rates are ridiculous, and we just aren't equipped to handle them. Some of these are like 27%. I think that's about the average right now. That's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Credit cards are incredibly toxic. You have to focus on paying more than just the minimum. Use the avalanche method or the snowball method, two different methods. One, you tackle smallest debt first, pay that off, get the momentum building, then tackle the next one. With the avalanche, you will go after the highest interest rate credit card debt and start paying that one down. Regardless of the method, pick a method and prioritize paying off that debt. But here is the most important part. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to not use credit cards if you're not paying them off each and every month in full. There's a ton of misinformation out there about how, oh, I should leave a balance on my credit card. No, absolutely not. It does not help your credit at all. You need to pay it off in full each month. I think I almost feel like there's a conspiracy out there to try to keep people really, really dumb when it comes to their credit cards, because I know very smart people who have this belief that, oh, I need to carry credit card debt for months because it's going to build up my credit. It's not. It's a scam. You're just going to be paying banks money. If that's what you want to do, if you want to make the banks richer and you poorer, go ahead and do it. I'm against it. You shouldn't do it. Make sure you pay them off in full each month. Every dollar you're paying in interest is a dollar that's being stolen from your financial future. So cut it out. Trap number 7, not paying yourself first. Oh my gosh, this is so incredibly important. I would actually say that paying yourself first is how I became a millionaire while working in the public school system. If you wait until the end of the month to save, you'll never save. Life is going to find a way to eat up all that leftover money that's chilling in your checking account. It will disappear. A wealthy mindset, people who become wealthy, they don't save what's left. They save first. This is a huge difference. This distinction in and of itself can make you a millionaire. And this is how to put it into action before paying bills. Ideally, before you've even set up your life, before you've decided what kind of car you're going to drive, before you've bought a wardrobe, before you decide what sort of apartment you can afford, you pay yourself first. You're going to have to pick a percentage. For me, I always shot for 30% of every dollar I make, I am going to save and invest for my financial freedom. Now, many financial experts will say 10%. I wanted to become wealthier and I wanted to become wealthier faster. So I picked a higher percentage. And by the way, I picked this right out of school. So I was broke. I'd been broke my entire life. All of a sudden, I got a modest paycheck. I felt rich. It was in that moment I said, okay, I'm setting 30% of this aside, not going to touch it. It's sacred. It's locked away. I pretend like it doesn't even exist. And then I organize my life and I set my life up with the remainder. The key is this: every time money comes into your life, before you start spending it, before you even conceptualize it as being yours, you are saving and investing a portion of it. Then you build your lifestyle on what's left. It's really that simple. And I will say this: if you didn't set it up like that from the beginning, it can be kind of painful because you might have to cut back in spending in certain areas so that you can start doing that. Or perhaps you can increase your income by getting a side hustle or paying attention to your next raise and making sure you're doing the 50% rule, where 50% of that raise you're saving and investing, and you're going to enjoy spending the other 50%. When it comes to paying yourself first, though, make it automatic, make it non-negotiable, make it invisible. If you don't pay yourself first, nobody else will. It's up to you. Trap number 8, money scripts you don't even know you have. The most dangerous beliefs you have about money are ones you don't even realize you have. In my research, I've discovered that people operate with money scripts in their subconscious that drive all their financial decisions and actually predict their financial outcomes. Most of these beliefs go way back, early childhood. Some of them are inherited from our parents and our grandparents and even our great grandparents. And they really predict our financial lives. So here are a few common examples that I've seen that we've tied to terrible financial outcomes in the research we've done. More money and more stuff's going to make me happier. It's going to solve all my problems. I can never have enough. Or if I'm good, the universe is going to take care of my needs. Or we have beliefs that really link our self-worth to our status. And so we're prone to buy things to try to impress others and show people that we're valuable and we've made it. And people who come from poor backgrounds, similar to the one I come from, we're more likely to fall into the trap of feeling like we need a fancy watch or a fancy car. And that is a mindset trap and a belief system that will keep you broke forever. That's not what rich people do. Rich people are not flashy spenders. In all the research we've done, we actually found that people who have lower income and lower net worth are the ones who are flexing on social media, all their flashy stuff. That's not what rich people do. So here's the solution. You have money scripts. You're probably not aware of what they are. Take a moment, identify your money scripts. I got a link in the description. It's the test I've used with 100,000 people. You can take it, identify your money scripts, or you can ask yourself, what did my parents teach me about money? What did I learn from my mother? What did I learn from my father? How did I feel about my socioeconomic status growing up? How is this impacting me today? How are what my parents went through, my grandparents, my culture, the people that my tribe, their experiences they had? What set of beliefs did that leave to them and that have been passed down to me? And then, secondly, are they hurting me or are they helping me? And the beliefs that are hurting you, obviously, you need to change them. You need to replace them with beliefs that will help you, beliefs that are more accurate. And you might be saying, well, Dr. Brad, how do I find these beliefs? I always like to find somebody who's a step or two ahead of where I am in the direction I want to go and try to pick their brain. How do they look at this? How do they look at this situation? How do they look at money? What is their approach to investing? Every aspect of money. I want to emulate people who are living the life that I want to live someday. So that's my best hack for replacing some of those beliefs. If you have beliefs that are working, that's great. If you're really happy with where you're at right now when it comes to money, it's probably because you have really good money scripts. But for me, I've always been looking to adapt and shift money scripts that may not be as optimal as I'd like. Trap number 9, chasing get rich quick schemes. Ugh, this is a tough one, and it's so painful to watch people stuck in this cycle. If you're looking for the fast track to wealth, and I know you are, you're heading straight off a cliff. Get rich quick thinking, desperation. I know the feeling. It's one of the deadliest traps out there. It shows up in risky investments. It shows up in speculative trading. It shows up in compulsive gambling. It shows up in falling for scams over and over again. In retrospect, these promises, they were just too good to be true. And that's why we were drawn to them for the quick win. The root cause, definitely impatience, also some magical thinking, and also a desperate desire to not be broke or poor anymore. But here's the cure. And this is a bit of a bitter pill to swallow. It's really understanding that true wealth building is actually pretty boring. It's slow. It's steady. It's brick by brick. It's not something that happens overnight. The get rich quick slowly plan, that actually works every time. The get rich quick plan, it never works. And remember this, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. This brings us to trap number 10, an external locus of control. If you believe that your financial future depends on luck, you've already lost. An external locus of control means that you believe that outside forces, luck, the economy, other people, these are the determining factors in your success or lack of success. And when you believe that, you have no power. You've already given up. You're not going to take any action. You've given your power away. And here's the truth. Yes, there are some things that are out of your control, but there's so much that's in your control. And actually, the more that you can believe that you are in control of more things, the better off you're going to be. Your daily actions, of course, you're in control of. You're saving, you're spending, you're investing, you're learning, your growth. These have an enormous impact on your life. And these are all things well within your control. And that's really the key. Focus on what you can control. And I try to focus on taking more and more responsibility for more and more things. I want to feel like I'm in control of everything in my life. And it's so empowering once you can get past the, okay, so I'm responsible for my mistakes. That's what rich people do. And as a matter of fact, rich people admit to having even more mistakes and more failures than their middle class and lower income counterparts. Get that. Wrap your head around that. Studies show that, for example, the average millionaire has had about 3 financial catastrophes in their life. The average non-millionaire, slightly less than 1. And one of the things that we can think about with that statistic is that Wealthy people have failures. They look at, okay, so where did I go wrong? What do I need to learn? And they get back on the horse and they're back at it again. People with an internal locus of control may fall into a failure and say something like, oh, I guess it's impossible to succeed in this business because of X, Y, and Z, all these external factors. That's going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you from trying. Try to take responsibility for everything you possibly can in your financial life. Trust me, it'll be painful at first. You'll thank me later. Wealth is truly not random. It is the result of conscious actions you take over time. Here's the good news about these 10 traps. You can overcome every single one of them. Your past does not have to determine your future unless you let it. If you let it, it will determine your future, but you don't have to do that. The first step is really awareness, and hopefully you have some more awareness now than you did at the start of this video. The next step, of course, is for you to start taking some action to address some of these things. So a lot of times, a mindset shift can be so incredibly important. Jump on board after that mindset. Take the energy that has been released. You're like, oh my gosh, I hadn't really thought of this. Dr. Brad just told me pay myself first. Okay, well, how do I do that? Look, start small. Start with $1 a week. Set up the mechanism so you can make that automatic contribution to your saving and investing. Take one action. So I just want to encourage you, pick one of these 10 traps that you might be struggling with. Focus on breaking at least one element of that over the next month. When it comes to wealth building, you don't have to be perfect at all. You just need to be consistent. If this video helped you, hit the subscribe button. Still glad you were here to see it, and I'll see you next time.